Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another Sunday night map making and chill stream. I am Jason. This is Polyhedra Paradise. It is the end of the weekend, and I'd like to thank you all for spending the last little bit of your waking hours on the weekend with me. So, I'm pretty tired. It's been a long weekend, but we're gonna do a little bit of map making and hanging out. Always best to stay hydrated, ladies and gentlemen. So, as always on the map making streams, we are going to be using Inkarnate. Inkarnate is an online map making tool set. It is a wonderful system. It's all I use. If I'm not using pen and paper, I'm using Inkarnate, that's for sure. First, let me say hi to everybody in chat. Levo Empire, how do? Callisto, great to see you. Jared from Mr. Otter Movies is here, and my main man, Wu-Tang Wells, is also in the house. Yes, I sent him to voicemail. My phone was ringing right before you had, Russell says he had an oak dresser fall on him today? Oh my goodness. Are you alright? Well, I mean, I assume you're still alive, unless this is like one of those like creepypasta, like my BFF contacted me from the grave after a dresser fell on him, and I wasn't there to help. This does not bode well for Wednesday. Yeah. So without further ado, I'm gonna go right into map making because we're probably not gonna go for too long tonight. So let's go over here to as always. Again, this is the Inkarnate map maker. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. Right now, we're starting a complete new map. So what you see before you here is just the blue screen that is just the blue screen that we start off with before we put any land or anything on there. So let's see. Lower the music down a little bit so that's not blasting in your ears, guys. So yeah. So what we're gonna be making today is a city that's going to be in the desert. It's adjacent to a large body of water, but the city itself is named Vitaga. It's a, I think, desert, Middle Eastern type of city. So I'm doing this for my Thursday nights campaign. Russell plays in that campaign along with Steve and Matt. And they just woke up from a little bit of a nap and found themselves naked on the side of a mountain in a foreign country. They really don't have an idea too much of like how long they've been gone. Well, they know now, or where they are. They just wandered into this city. I don't really know how long they're going to be spending in the city, but I definitely wanted to make a map for it. In case they go wandering and exploring. So what I just did there was I used the mask tool and just created giant landmass. So let me, you know what? I'm gonna change to, we'll put this on one. So obviously up is gonna be north. So since it does border the water, I'm gonna put a little bit of a, just a little bit of the water line there. Oh, here, let me put the grid tool on. So we're going to show the grid. There we go. Let me back out. Yep. Okay. Oh, I didn't color in the whole, map. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. Can you guys see that okay? Yeah. It's looking all right. Alrighty. So, I'm going to go back and put in some of the water back up at the top. So we're going to actually remove that mask that we put up there. So, we click on subtract. I'm going to take that away. Now, how much of the water do we want to see here? Move that around. I think we want a chance for to show a good portion of the water, because and knowing the guys are going to want to. The water is it's actually an ocean. So this island, it's a peninsula where they're at. So this is actually going to be the ocean. Actually, I'm going to do. There we go. Oh. All right, so it's going to have a little bit of a bay in it. And that'll give a good chance to have some. It's a nice little cove. There we go. Okay, so that's going to be our basic setup there. So seeing as how it's desert, we're going to take the land. We're going to take the land now where it's green. We're going to Ballsack Bay. Yeah, I love giving places fun names, and that's a good one. We're all going to name that Ballsack Bay actually now that you mention it. So you take the brush tool. The brush tool is what we're going to use to texture the land. So we're going to open up our catalog here, and these are all the different textures that we have. All right, let's see. What are we gonna do? Desert, simple, yellow light. Okay. Desert street. Oh, rich water. That's interesting. That's new. Okay. So the first thing we have to do is we're going to change the brush layer to foreground. There we go. I'm going to make this brush a little bit bigger just to get this done quicker. Yeah. There we go. So there's our sand. It's as simple as that. to put the sand in there. Now I just noticed we're gonna get back to the texture catalog because there was a thing for rich water, and I think while it's it's okay to have the blue water way out there, I kind of want to make it look this water a little darker. Levo asked, now is this land meets water like a beach or are there cliffs? No, this is going to be all beach, all water, all low level. Yeah, we'll just make this all dark. Yeah, that looks all nice and murky. All right. So there's our basic landmass there. It's weird how it actually looks like spray paint. Huh. Alrighty. So now we're just gonna start building our city out. I'm gonna start at the center of the city. There's a couple key features I want to have in this. Obviously, there's going to be a market, like a town center, and that's going to have a market there. There have to be some sort of houses of worship, a small little port, because there's going to be a lot of foreigners coming in and out, a lot of boats and stuff. So let's take a look at the stamp tool. Sorry. So okay, again we go back to the stamp tool, open up the catalog, and so let's see, castles, cities, farms and villages, ruins, desert. Here we go. So we're gonna stay mostly in this section here that has all the desert stuff. So yeah, so we've got a lot of different what do we want to call them, stamp options for this. Levo asks, what size city is this to be? I think there was the city population was 25,000 people, so you're not talking major city. Hex Bridges. Huh. Runesmith, Tannery, Library, Herbalist, medium blocks, medium buildings, rope bridges, Desert Gatehouse. There we go, shipyards. So we're gonna start with the shipyards. Okay. Zoom in on this. So you see, once we place down I forgot what it's called. Once we place down the token, then we can resize it. We can whip it around, put it however we need it. So I'm confused. There we go. Russell asked, "Can the city be in the shape of a genie's lamp?" It could, in theory. Are you angling for a to come in contact with the genie? So we're just gonna put a couple of these down here. Okay, so let's say one more. Let's see. Levo says, sounds fantastic. Is this relatively remote via land? Like, would the port be the main focus of this hub? Also, sorry if I'm asking too much. I'm a bit of a lore nerd. Nah, man, ask away. It's fine. It's part of a chain of 6 different cities. It's not that it's not inaccessible from land, but it is sort of the first major city in these chain of cities. So yeah, the port is going to be important, but it won't be like the main focus of the city. The city center is going to be like the main focus, where the market is. The suck, SUQ, suck is what they call it. All right. Let's see. All right. What is that? Shipyard. Let's go put a lighthouse back up here. Of course, there would be a lighthouse. So put that. We'll put dual lighthouses on either side of this little bay. Okay. Bridges. Wide desert bridges, desert fortification, desert walls, new buildings. So the nice thing is, what we could do is, if we really wanted to make it quick, we just put city blocks down. So we'll start doing. We'll just start. I'm going to put this on random, so you can set it to random stamps if you have something like city blocks that you want to place down in a hurry. Let's see. If you want to, you can put it on random stamps, and you just click a stamp, and it automatically cycles through to the next stamp. So it makes putting these down a lot less time consuming. So we'll just make this sort of like the residential area. Maybe just, yeah, I can pull up the map. Give me a few minutes. I will definitely pull the map up for you, and then you can see right exactly what we're talking about here. I'm almost hesitant to spend like too much time getting into like great detail on this because I don't know how much time they're going to be spending here. Although I want to have something set up. Let's see. The Artisans Guild, University Thieves Guild, Blue Domes, Pyramid Tops. So what I'm looking for, just so you guys know, is I'm looking for some sort of tent type structures that are going to be at the focal point of this this town square. And I'm not seeing. There's canopy. Okay, let's move this down here. There we go. All right. So it's sort of a like a concave, not concave, just like a semicircle of these different tents. Underneath these tents are, you know, various businesses and vendors. So Russell says, from the lore we gathered in game seems like it's mostly a merchant country that has been under some heavy attack by abnormal tornadoes that seem to be carrying weresharks. Weresharknado. yeah, they're weresharks, and they were just involved in getting dumped on the side of a mountain in a tornado. So it's kind of funny. Let's see. Oh, I know what I want to do. So here's some big tents. What's up, Trinity? Good to see you. So now that we just sort of have these tents around the outside here are going to be facing outward, and then the tents on the inside will be facing inward. So it's like it's going to be double layered. I'm going to go back and put some. I'm going to put some rocks underneath of it, so it kind of gives it a little bit more texture. So what can one expect to see outside of humans and weresharks in this world? The area that they're at now is very Arabian themed. It's a land called Zakara, also known as the Land of Fate, from the second edition books called Al-Qadim. And the setting exists already. So there's yak people. There's mostly humanoids, but there's also cat people called tabaxis. And then you have the standard D&D characters there, but they're not as prevalent as humans. For the most part, it's a very human-centric area, except for the yak people. There's lots of yak people. Yes, there are definitely jinn there. An awful lot of jinn. Let's see. Go back to our paintbrush and open up the catalog. Go back and find some rocks. Desert stones. Desert street stones. Okay, again, we're going to flick this to foreground. I don't know. Wish there was a way to make that smaller. Let me make this brush size a little smaller. Yep, and then we could change the edging of the tool so that it's jagged and irregular instead of having a nice crisp line. Let's move over. We'll do that in between the houses as well. So now you might be saying to yourself, why didn't you just start off with the stones to begin with instead of going all desert? Well, I wasn't, first of all, I don't have to explain myself to you. Second of all, since you asked, I didn't know exactly where I wanted to put things. So, which is why we went over everything first with sand. These are pretty large boulders, really. Let me just move this up here. All right. And then we're going to connect the shipyard. And I think with the let's see. Seeing as how oh shoot, I messed it up. I want the roads to be a little bit more symmetrical, so I've taken the brush and changed it over to a tool with more of a defined edge. So it's gonna be our roads, and we've got that coming from the lighthouse. There we go. Let me just back out here. Okay. Add some more of these and then go over to the other lighthouse. All right. Look, it's all smiley. I thought the little square there looks like that's a nice old smiley face there. All right, so I'm gonna add some more road around this. So this town, as we find out in game, this town was just hit the third night in a row by tornadoes. So as our players went in there, they found the town sort of in shambles. And I'm not going to reflect that on the map. Like, I'm not going to destroy things sitting in the map because I wanted to sort of be its idealized form. But the players are then going to have a chance to interact with the townsfolk, offer their services, help rebuild, learn a little bit about their situation, all in a strange new land. So I want to have a main big building up at the head of this, square. So let's see. So we go back there, go back to our catalog, open a catalog up. Let's see. University, library, tannery, smithy, read. So what would be the best thing to put right there? Not a bathhouse. Let's put the Merchants Guild big merchant skill. We'll put that right at the front. So the very first thing you come to is the Merchant's Guild. Oops. Sorry, I didn't put my phone on silent. That's my fault. That's an ignorant streamer. All right, so we got the Merchant's Guild there. Mason, we'll put the Mason, we'll put that around the outside. So put the Mason there. Stone Mason. And we'll go back. Leatherworker building right there. Let's go back in. In herbalist, tannery. It's locked up. Oh, there it goes. Leave a phone noise. Puts on Karen wig. I'm so offended. Too many inns, or too many tanneries. So that's when we go back to select tool, select it, and delete. There we go. Select that there. Okay, so we'll put that, the tannery goes there. Go back to our stamp tool. Go. Alright, we got the Merchant's Guild, Thieves Guild, Smithy. So put the Smithy down here. There's the Smithy. Grand opening, grand closing. Mason Leatherworker, we got those. Brewery, gotta have a brewery. Got to have a brewery. So it wasn't working there for a second. Okay, there's the brewery. I should probably put two breweries in there. Carpenter. Carpenter, right there. Just back out to see something real quick. Carpenter, okay. Oh, always when you're using Inkarnate, the one thing that you got to be sure to do is save early and save often, because it doesn't auto save. And right down here at the bottom, you can't see it on your screen. There's a thing says not saved yet. 123 changes. Right next to it, there's a little disk icon, so you just click that and it saves it. So we're gonna name the map Vitaga, Vitaga, Vitaga. Okay. So it's saving. Yeah, you definitely want to save it. I've done that before, where I getting into something, and then you're going along really well, and all of a sudden you lose everything because you forgot to save. All right, so my computer is acting up. Yeah, I know, right? There should be an option for autosave, but yeah, definitely don't have one. So with the in, you know what? I don't want the in there yet. I changed my mind. I want to keep this more mercantile. This area more mercantile. Like jeweler. We can put a jeweler there. Okay. All right, let's see what else we want to do here. Runesmith, tannery, library. Library, we can do that. All right, Smithy, alchemist. Definitely need an alchemist shop. I'm glad it keeps everything relatively the same proportion, so I don't have to go back in and like resize everything. That would just stink. If I had to do that every time. Okay, ziggurat. Special yellow stairs. Riyadh. So I'm gonna put that away from the merchant. Riyadh, this is basically like a God, I forgot what it's called. Never mind. Oh, let me move that. Yes, yeah, Callista says she's witnessed that happen to me before. Yep. It is not pretty. Let's put this way off the beaten path. Sorry, I'm adjusting something on the screen here. There we go. So I'm trying to make you guys be able to see a little bit more of the there we go. So now you can get, you know, full scope of exactly what Inkarnate looks like. All right, so that's there. Mages Guild. We'll put the Mages Guild down here. And our like city center's coming along a little nice. Small blocks, medium blocks, angle blocks. Did I put a university there yet? Big Thieves Guild. I want to try to give it the impression that the city is kind of sort of built up over time, and not necessarily like a lot of city planning has been involved. You know what I mean? So like there's not going to be a lot of symmetry in it. There might be small patches of symmetry, but like as you can see with like the city square, you know, things just kind of evolved and were built up as it went along. So I think just the random the randomness of the buildings hopefully conveys that. Levo says, are there fisheries? People need to eat with their drink. Yes, there are fisheries. There should be, at least. Big Merchants Guild, Library, Big Tents, Windmill. Oh, the Watermill. Winged Sphinx. That's awesome. There's boats. Put these boats out here. That's a heck of a choke point there. Let me rotate some of these. That's what they'll be happy to see, boats. So you can get the heck out of there. They're not gonna want to be around here for too long. All right, so let me just back out here and just take a look and see how this is shaping up. All right, city square there. Now the question is to wall the city or to not wall the city. It is considered a free city. In fact, I think it's Vitaga is the highly regarded as the preeminent free city in all of Zakara. So I don't think that city would have walls. I don't. I'm gonna say no walls. All right. So, all right. Let's go back and put more city blocks in. That's a good idea. Leva says, I think if it were built over time, there would be walls in random locations. You know, I might do that. Like maybe there's sections of the walls that are still poking out of the desert from previous builds of the city that have just been erected and they just still stand there. They're just still there. All right, let's see. I'm going to put Grand Ziggurat. Oof. All of a sudden, I feel like the map just got small. The size of that ziggurat. Nah, we'll go without a zero. Okay. There's some sand cliffs, sand hills, sand cliffs composites, big yellow rocks. Alright, what's I looking for? Mixed bridges, medium buildings. Here we go. Noble desert blocks. Okay, so now we're getting into more of the blocks that are the stamps for the cities, or for the these are considered noble blocks, so they have more color to them. The textures are a little bit fancier, so we'll do another section of the city over here near this riad. So I can almost imagine them getting stuck hiding out in these back alleys. All right. I'm just gonna load these up over here. Do like a hidden riad. Hide that building amongst all the other houses. Unfortunately, I have to run, but be well. I'll try to check out the VOD tomorrow. Thank you for coming, Levo. Appreciate it, bud. Thank you. I'm actually going to get out of here in 2 minutes anyway. I have to start getting the kids to bed and stuff. But we got a nice jump on it. We're in a better position than when we started. That's for sure. Because when we started, I didn't have anything done. So. All right, so we got the city square. We've got the poor section of town, not poor section of town, but like the regular section of town. We have the higher class section of town. So I guess you could say poor section. So we're gonna go back to our brush tool, and I want to do desert street plain. So this street over here is not going to have the type of stone texture in it that the other section has, since this is more high end. But let me increase the size of the brush just to make this easier and quicker. So, there we go. Love making maps. It's a very zen thing to do. I just enjoy, just the art of the whole thing. Let's connect this section to the city square. There you go. And we're going to go back and increase the brush size again and encapsulate these buildings. Not encapsulate, but we'll have them also be stoneless. All right, guys. So this is where we're at right now with the beginning layout of our city. So it's 9 o'clock, and I gotta start getting kids and stuff ready for bed. So let's go back to this screen here. All right, that is the beginning of Vitaga. I will try for once to complete one of these things on stream. If you've watched any of these episodes or spent any time here, I have like stacks of incomplete maps that obviously I haven't completed. Otherwise, they'd be completed maps. But at some point, we're going to get one of these knocked out. I want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out tonight on a Sunday. I hope everybody has a good week this week. Yeah, Callisto, yes, I know. Callisto, thank you again for coming and hanging out. It makes my day when you can join me for these map making streams, and I appreciate your patience and hanging in there with me. So, all right. So for everybody here at the channel, myself, Wells, thank you all for hanging out. I hope you have a good week. There will be no stream this Wednesday because it's going to be a travel day for me because I'm heading up to Connecticut. So no stream this Wednesday, but I guess that's it. So take it easy, guys. You have a good week. And remember, in a game of life, may you always roll with advantage. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.